Welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we are unpacking a seriously fascinating corporate artifact. Picture this. It's March 27th, 2026. You're sitting in a meeting room in Vietnam with a company called AuHome. Now, we aren't just looking at some abstract predictions about the future of work today. We're actually looking at real, recorded internal minutes to see exactly how teams are actively adapting to the AI era right there on the ground.
So, what does a random corporate document from AuHome actually tell us? Let's dive in. Led by a manager named Ben, this document is basically a perfect microcosm of the intense physical and honestly psychological shifts required to work alongside advanced AI. It's really not just about the software anymore. It's about survival, adaptation, and kind of a human evolution in the workplace.
Here is our roadmap for decoding this 2026 survival guide. We'll start with their space strategy. Then look at the mandate of 6 months to master AI, explore some AI user portraits, dig into the logic and emotion boundary, see why physicality determines mental state, and finally wrap up with the art of optimizing agents. All right, kicking things off with Section 1, the 2026 Space Strategy. Because before this team even touches digital strategy, they actually have to ground themselves in physical reality and lock down their commercial risks. Look at how defensive they're playing it here. It's brilliant, really. They're deliberately shrinking their physical footprint at a location called Terra. Why? So they can concentrate heavily on securing long-term, 3 to 5 year leases at another building called Sunwa. The secret sauce there is that Sunwa has built-in maintenance. They are stripping away all that physical friction and locking in absolute stability so they can funnel all their energy into the digital shift. Which brings us right to Section 2, 6 months to master AI. With the real estate totally locked down, the meeting pivots hard. The host, Ben, drops a massive, unavoidable digital mandate on the whole team. And the timeline is just wild. The team has exactly 6 months. That's it. In this first half year, they don't just have to learn their AI agents. They have to fundamentally self-upgrade. Because once month 7 hits, they are expected to deploy this AI for massive, scaled outreach across all their messages and emails. The grace period for figuring this out is incredibly short. So, how are people actually handling that pressure? Let's look at Section 3, AI User Portraits, where Ben asks the team about their real-world usage over the past week.
Get a load of this, quote from a team member named Hien. She is already forming a really deep emotional connection with her AI, who she named Rosie. She talks about how Rosie uses cute little emojis, remembers past conversations with stunning clarity, and, it literally feels less like software to her and way more like a close friend she can confide in.
But it's definitely not all sunshine and emojis across the board. The character contrasts here are massive. Take Don. He is absolutely thriving. His daily AI integration is seamless and comfortable because the AI just naturally understands his context. But then you look at Hong. She's completely overwhelmed. She feels heavily dependent, trapped in this weird one-way interaction, and honestly, the sheer volume of information the AI throws at her is totally paralyzing. The whole team is just experiencing this so differently. You've got An, who actually feels physically lighter and clear-headed working with her AI, Ally. Then Hung pops up again, genuinely shocked and maybe a little spooked that the AI could just seamlessly weave her personal profile into complex book summaries. And then there's Phuc. He's totally utilitarian about the whole thing. Straight to the point, just noting that the AI will simply repeat and adjust until he's fully satisfied. To try and help people like Hung, who are drowning in all this, Ben introduces Section 4, the logic and emotion boundary. This is essentially his philosophical rulebook for surviving the AI leap. Ben lays it out like this. In the AI era, confusing your logic with your emotion is going to destroy your productivity. If you can't filter out the noise of the outside world, if you just let your senses get bombarded by infinite daily information, you will completely paralyze your ability to grow. You have to force yourself to operate on this protected, highly logical tier. And that leads right into a total curveball in Section 5. Physicality determines mental state. What started as a deeply technical AI meeting suddenly turns into a literal wellness check. Seriously, Ben just starts interrogating the team on their workout routines. He tracks Hung going to the gym 3 days a week, Aang doing a yoga session, Phuc doing these 1-hour night runs. He even calls out the people who didn't work out at all, and he's doing this to prove a completely non-negotiable point. Because the ultimate hack for managing advanced AI? It isn't writing better code or buying a new tool. It's hitting the gym. According to Ben, raw physical health gives you the actual mental stamina you need to stay alert, ruthlessly filter out junk data, and focus purely on high-quality actions.
They take this so seriously. They're pushing mountain climbing for endurance, mandatory Saturday teen pickleball games. Ben even lists off his own insane routine: viewing houses, back-to-back meetings, listening to music, and doing deep office work until 6 a.m. It's pretty clear, to survive the sheer mental load of AI, you have to build some serious, almost exhausting physical resilience.
All right, moving to our final piece, Section 6, the art of optimizing agents. Now that they have the physical health and logical clarity sorted, how do they actually make the bots smarter?
Ben gives them a rigid 4-step optimization playbook. Step 1, write incredibly detailed instructions. Step 2, boldly feed the AI your full personal data so it actually knows you. Step 3, use numbers and statistical probabilities because that is what AI naturally thrives on. And Step 4, always provide exact time frames so the AI can properly filter its outputs.
And that brings us to the core thesis of this entire strategy. A simple host means a simple agent. The AI is just a mirror of you. If you only talk to about shallow stuff, it stays shallow. But if you push for deep, complex conversations, the agent develops right alongside you. You literally have to accept this mutual dependence to grow.
But Ben knows nobody is perfect on their own, so he forces human synergy. He tells the highly sensitive Hung to pair up with the highly logical Aang, so they cover each other's blind spots. He pushes Hien and Aang to proactively learn English to fix a skill gap, and he completely validates Phuc for his slow but super deep approach to the tech. It is total, holistic team optimization.
So, as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with something to really think about. If the intelligence of your AI is directly capped by your own physical stamina, your ability to filter out noise, and your logical clarity, are you truly ready to be a host? Because it turns out, surviving the AI era isn't about upgrading our tech at all, it's about upgrading ourselves. Thanks for joining me to decode this one. I'll see you next time.